It's February 3rd, 2025. We're going to review Tactics Part 7, Setups and Confrontations. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Hit the thumbs up. Let's discuss the setups and confrontations. Informants, you know those rat snitches. They call them human sources or something like that, something ridiculous like that. They're just snitches. Informants have apparently been used to frame targets for crimes or to participate in staged events which foster character assassination. You know, it's sort of like when Scarlett drives down the county road and calls me a heifer when actually it's just a projection. A person may not be aware of some of these setups. Some stage events may include people provoking targets into confrontations. You know, like when they drive back and forth and you just stand there watching them while they're trying to provoke you and you just record them while you're saying nothing. McKinney wrote about the recurrent confrontations by unusually hostile strangers, seemingly homeless people who are well dressed and very clean will get into confrontations with targets and create big public scenes, warned Moray. McKinney described an episode involving a male target who spoke with a woman who had often paced in the apartment above. You know, walking back and forth, back and forth. After he spoke with her about this pacing, which occurred even during her absence, she immediately complained to the building manager that he was stalking her, wrote McKinney. You know, they like to flip the switch. She conveniently forgot to inform the building manager that she had assiduously courted this individual for several months without success, and that she had been stealing his newspapers on a regular basis. Presumably, these setups and stage confrontations are done to get targeted people into the penal or mental health system. I don't know. I think they're doing a really good job setting themselves up. What do you think, guys? At the very least, they can aid with recruitment. Also, photos and video footage taken of an enraged target after they have been antagonized set up may also assist with a smear campaign when leveraging support of the community to facilitate the removal of the target. Multiple complaints filed independently which entail the same report may also achieve this. Reportedly, local police participate in stalking and have framed people for crimes. Oh yeah, all you have to do is watch the cop videos online, you know, the police auditors. Oh, there are thousands of those videos, thousands of them. Anyway, referring to one target's repeated encounters with a police officer, McKinney wrote, one of his recent acts was to frame her with a drug possession charge, and after pulling her off the road, which was a frequent pastime, and subjecting her to an illegal search, done twice so far, he conveniently managed to find a glassine packet of cocaine 8 feet away in front of his squad car. Similarly, during the former COINTELPRO, there were routine setups and fabricating of evidence used to destroy a person's character or have them imprisoned. But this obviously hasn't stopped. According to December 7, 2003 issue of the Sunday Herald, the FBI, you know, my favorite Bureau of Investigation, they teach these people how to egg them on and confrontate and antagonize, right? They teach them how to antagonize them. They teach them all the dirty tricks. They teach the rat snitches all the dirty tricks. So the FBI is on record using multiple informants to frame innocent people for crimes by having informants commit perjury. This can be done legally in the interest of quote-unquote national security. They're doing a great job. Great job with national security. The article cited a 141-page report by the House Committee on Government Reform, which stated that the FBI rigged evidence and used informants to provide false testimony so that innocent people would be in prison. Oddly enough, some of these informants were murderers. Isn't that amazing? Amazing. Well, you got to watch, if the FBI is hanging out with murderers, well, what does that say about them? Well, over 20 murders were committed by FBI informants, the report revealed, and to protect the federal law enforcement actively worked to prevent homicide cases from being resolved. Is that amazing? I'm just going to read that again. And they protected the informants. And they actively worked to prevent homicide cases from being resolved. The committee also concluded that officials in the FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover's office were well aware that federal informants were committing unalivings. The article continued quoting Judge Nancy Gertner saying, quote, "It's hard to conceive the accusations that shake the legal system closer to its foundation than would do more to challenge this nation's most basic assumptions of honesty, fairness, and trust in the administration of justice," quote unquote. She added, "all in the name of national security." In his book, The Franklin Cover-Up, former Senator John DeCamp wrote, quote, "In case of the notorious case entirely unrelated to Franklin, the Justice Department, the DOJ, Department of Justice, personnel appear as liars, perverts, frame-up artists, and even assassins. Apparently, Senator DeCamp experienced significant turbulence while investigating a child, those ringy-dingy-dings, rings, which included prominent individuals in Washington, D.C. No, you're kidding me. Never. They were involved with kiddos in Washington, D.C. No, that doesn't happen. No. Come on. According to DeCamp, the Delete used the FBI to orchestrate the cover-up. They used stores and restaurants. Store and restaurant staff work in tandem with citizen informants to harass targets. Wait staff in restaurants will be rude and give targets bad service. Or they may appear to be friendly as they stick their elbows in the targeted person's face, repeatedly kick their chair, or crowd them. While taking an order or delivering food, they will also mess up orders and appear clumsy or incompetent by accidentally dropping food or silverware on targeted people. If you're targeted and make a trip to the bathroom, you'll be cut off by wait staff who appear from around the corners or through doors. Plainclothes citizens will be assisting them in the harassment as they crowd you while you walk to and from your table. They'll also follow you into the bathroom, and they'll crowd you or appear to be talking to somebody on their cell phone while parroting information about your personal life. In restaurants, these citizens will be seated around the target wearing a color that he or she has been sensitized to. They may very well have conversations which contain specific information about the target's personal life. This is obviously a very empowering trip for some of them. This seems to be done both to harass targets and try to evoke a sense of helplessness in them by not being believed if they were to tell somebody about the harassment. Similar to restaurant staff, store clerks work with citizen informants in their store to crowd, block, and cut targets off. They may engage in conversations with citizen informants, the rat snitches, at the checkout line or in the aisles as the target walks by. And this is obviously intended to be overheard and contain information about the target's personal life. A variation of these tactics were used in East Germany, where the Stasi would co-opt a business owner to utter some words in the presence of a targeted customer in order to let him know that they had been expecting him. Stores and restaurants also participate in the noise campaigns by banging merchandise on shelves as they put it away, throwing boxes on the floor as targets pass by, door slamming, slamming items on counters, and other types of commotion. If there are low ceilings, there may be banging directly above the target, which will also follow them around the store. The noise campaigns in street theater are apparently intended to create a cloaked, hostile environment to persuade the target to leave and let them know that they're being watched. Also, specific products that a target shops for may be sold out in stores that they frequent. Apparently, they're removed from the shelves prior to the target's arrival. In addition, if targets purchase products from vendors over the phone or online, they will frequently encounter representatives who don't return calls, appear vague, or incompetent. Generally, targets will receive poor service. These things happen to all of us, but for targets, it is recurrent, meaning it's unending, it's a daily occurrence. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this part 7. The Hidden Evil by Mark Rich, and this is Tactics. I mean, he has it listed a little differently, but this is Tactics, Setups, and Confrontations. Signing off for now.